To my medical mystery journey story. So, I wanted to do this video and I want people to comment and tell me your story if something similar or just anything crazy that has happened to you from the medical system, from the hospital system, medical system, doctor's offices, whatever. So, I had a test done in January, a lumbar puncture. It's very hard for me to have these done because of the fact that I'm on warfarin. So that's a blood thinner. So when I have these done, I have to be taken off the warfarin. They call it bridging. So I can't remember the name of the other medication that they put me on, but they put me on it. It's an injection. It goes into my belly. And I have to do that twice a day, I believe. And then, like, the morning of the procedure or surgery that I do, I don't take it, and then the blood thinner gets out of my system quicker than the warfarin, because the warfarin takes a longer time to get out of your system. So that's called bridging. So I have to do that, and that's expensive as well for that medication. Anyway, I have to do and be off of warfarin for like 2 weeks, I believe, before the procedure. So I have to go through all of that hassle, and I have to follow their steps and instructions. Then I have to have the procedure, which I have back issues. So they typically go into anybody who doesn't know what a lumbar puncture is, they take a long needle and they insert it typically like between your L4, L5, go and get spinal fluid, and they drain that and see what your opening pressure is. Because I have idiopathic intracranial hypertension as well, sorry. So that causes headaches from high pressure, and they don't know why why the pressure increases, because it's idiopathic, which means unknown. So they do that, they get the opening pressure. Well, they also get vials of your CFS and test it. So infectious disease, see what the protein is. There's other things, indicators that can let you know, like, hey, you've got something, wrong with your central nervous system, or I think, like with certain protein levels, it can let you know that you may have cancer that they're not finding, like, in your brain or spinal column somewhere. Anyway, so it's very helpful for, diagnostics on certain conditions. So my neurologist wanted to do that to see and help her diagnose central nervous system diseases. So, and not only that, see what my open pressure was, because I had one like forever ago in like 2020 or maybe 2019, something like that. It was a long time ago. That was when I was like first diagnosed with it. So that opening pressure was like 30. But my previous one in January was 17. So the medication's doing its job for the IIH is what they call it. So, but the neurologist is like, I have done 4 vials to send to the lab to test these, because he asked like what my doctor was also testing for. Like, is this just opening pressure or what? And I was like, no, she's wanting to rule out central nervous system disease. So he, 4 vials to be tested. So I was waiting for the results. He said it might take a while because it's, specialized testing, yada yada. And that they would send them directly to my neurologist, which they had all her information. So come like mid-February, hadn't heard anything. It's not posted to my chart, nothing. So I contact the medical records to see if they have it. They didn't. They said that I had to have my doctor call to get the results. So it was like, cool, they have them. Called the doctors. They're like, cool, we'll call over, we'll get them. Anyway, they message me back on my chart, the nurse tells me the doctor's got him, she talked to the lab, blah, blah, blah. Thought everything was great. She did message me about my opening pressure, said that was great, yada, yada. She sent me like this form in the mail to have my records from my previous one that was done, my first one, to see what like the opening pressure was on that, which she knew, she remembered that, but to see, I just assumed to see like what the other levels were and stuff like that to compare the two. Well, I had an appointment with her on August 19th, and she said oh, I never got those results for the lab test on those 4 vials that they collected. So I called, and this was a local hospital of mine. I'm not going to blast their name because I'm afraid Facebook is going to take it down. So I called their medical records office, and they don't see them anywhere. All they have is the written outlay of the procedure, what my opening pressure was, all of that. So she gives me the number to the public relations, or patient relations, and says, oh, they can make calls on your behalf and can help you figure out what happened. So I call them. I left a message. This was like last Thursday. They call me last Friday. Tell them what's happening, tell them, don't have the results. My doctor never got them. She's like, oh, well, I can call and see, where these results were sent, see if we can get them. Nothing. Haven't heard anything. I had to call her back. I called her back Tuesday, left a message. Nothing. Haven't called me back. Haven't let me know what happened. So the test, those labs that were just sent off, nothing. Just gone. Nowhere to be found. Have no idea. And I don't want to redo the test because then I have to go through all of that all over again. And, yeah. So, has that ever happened to you guys? Or what are your guys' stories about the ways that doctors have totally screwed up? Because let me tell you, I have a lot. Or I have a lot that I've been dismissed on. I could go into full detail and probably make this whole video like 2 hours. I've had doctors lie and put in things that we didn't even talk about in the notes. I've had them tell me that a test result didn't say what it said, then lock me out of the test so that I couldn't go back and see it anymore. Just so much stuff. My own primary doctor that I currently have, the last visit that I had with her, I was still asking her questions and talking to her, and she got up and was trying to walk out of the room while I was talking to her. It's just really crazy that can even happen. And then they're not even held accountable for losing your test. Like, seriously? So, the only thing that I will say is I live in Milford, so this hospital is maybe 20 minutes going north on 275, and you get right off before you get on 71. That's all I'll say. It's not downtown Cincinnati. It's not anywhere. So it's close to me.